We're live.
We're live. So at 57 and 66 years old, we retired. No pension, no safety net. And no, we don't have a story about we planned it since our 20s.
No.
And one of us actually retired at least 3 years earlier than we planned. Not because everything was perfectly, but because we realized waiting longer was costing us more than money.
That's right. So if you're over 45 and wondering if you're too late, this conversation is for you, all right? It's definitely for you. We're not here as financial influencers or advisors. We are financial educators. We are here as people who made a decision later in life. We retired before we were totally ready, and we are living lovely with it. Since retiring, we've traveled to 24 cities across 4 continents, y'all. We have friends all over the world, and the biggest shift, we no longer see the world as this huge place where we're only allowed to occupy a small corner, near where we were born, right? That mental shift alone changes everything. All right. We're going to talk about that and a lot more, but first we're going to introduce ourselves. Hey, y'all, my name's Halisi.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about money, travel, and life abroad. We help folks who look like us, who are getting close to retirement age and forgot to plan and get your money straight so that you can retire on time or maybe even abroad.
Early ain't bad either.
All right, sweetheart, what are we talking about today now?
Today we're talking about when we retired early without a pension and we gained our time back. Today is not a how-to day. It's a reorientation day.
That's right.
We're talking about what actually changed after we retired. Why time, not money, became the real currency.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Why time and not money became the real currency.
Right.
What we unlearned about success and why 5 over 50 looks way different for Black folks. How location lowered cost and stress, and where Black expats are headed in 2026.
So you need to stick around to the end so you can hear the list, all right? All right. If you are watching live, let us know where you're logging into. If you're watching from the future, hey, hope the future is great, as my mentor always says. All right, we want to know what feels scarce for you right now. What feels scarce for you right now? Is it A, time, B, peace, C, health, D, money, or E, all of the above? Type the letter, all right? No justifying. You ain't got to justify. Just let us know, all right? Let us know. Friends, for our Friday sangria.
Yeah, we come from roots deep, stories never told. Kings and queens rising, breaking every mold. From block to boardroom, island to the street, dreaming of freedom with the fire in our feet. We've been down, we've been tried, now we lifting up worldwide. No more living small or muted, we building what they never included. This is our Black utopia, rising in the light, freedom in our future, power in our sight. We dream it, we build it, hand in hand we go. This is our Black utopia, our Black utopia. We teach, we say, we invest, we plan, passing down wisdom from woman to man. Traveling the world with our purpose clear, turning pain to power, turning doubt to fear. They said we couldn't, we proved them wrong. Turned our broken past to a victory song. Ownership, legacy, health in mind, leaving generational chains behind. This is our Black utopia, rising in the light, freedom in our future, power in our sight. We dream it, we build it, hand in hand we go. This is our Black utopia, our Black utopia. We stand for justice, wealth and peace, land, love, knowledge we never cease. Diaspora connected, strong and free. Blackness is our destiny. This is all black utopia, shining like gold, bold in our vision, fearless and bold. Yeah. Together forever, roots that don't break. All black utopia, the future we made. Yeah. Not a dream, a destination. Our black utopia.
Okay, you know, since retirement, we've had ample free time, real time,
Right?
time to build relationships, hang out with friends, and just be present and rest without apology.
Y'all, what you just saw, that happens on a regular basis. All right. We are so blessed. We started hanging out on Friday at like 2:30, and we didn't leave our friend's house until midnight. All right. We started at our sangria place at like 2:30 and we hung out till 12. Like there was never a time when we were working, right? Well, we could just like, hey y'all, let's get together. And folks have time. Folks have time to just hang out and talk and enjoy each other's company, right? Rick is involved in men's group, right? I picked up crafts again, crocheting and making things, putting my patches on my jacket and stuff. I mean, my body carries very little stress these days. And that's not a small thing as we age, y'all. Y'all know that, right? Y'all know that. All right. Let's say hello to the folks who are in the comments.
Hey,
all
everybody.
right. Hey, Badia, good to see you. Good to see you. A Better Life is in the house, as well as ABX Girl and Vanessa. Hello. Karen Louise.
Hey, Karen Louise.
Always an honor to be able to gain from your brilliance, wisdom, and life lessons. Oh, thank you. So sweet. Hey, Deidre. Hey. Dr. J. Cohen from Panama City is in the house. Crystal Freeman.
Hey, Crystal.
Hello. Everybody say hello. If you're still logging in, say hello. Hey, Abundance Now, and Kim is in the house, and Peggy Lumpton, and Shanora is in the house. Dr. James, DWCK, and we've got, is that Sheree? Or is it Shara? Shara J. Shara J. That's what it is. I can read. Hey, Tanya. Allison Rowe. Hey, Lee is in the house. MS Sin is in the house. Tashika, Benita. Good to see you. All right, y'all. Lovely.
I saw somebody saying that song's going to stay in the head. I hope it does.
I hope it does. So yes. Goals, 2 years to go, and I will be 55 and you will be retiring. Is that what you're saying? Can you do it earlier? The meetup prices, the meetup is not on sale yet, y'all. We'll answer questions like that at the end. All right. I'm going to mark some of these questions as we go. So what's scarce in your life today, right? What is scarce? Did you guys answer that question? Is it time? Is it health? Is it money? Is it all of the above? Right. Hey, Tashika's logging in from Huntsville. I see a lot of all of the aboves. A lot of all of the aboves. Ola from Dallas. Good. Brooklyn. Money. All of the above. B and C. Lots of, some A's, some ABCs. All right, y'all. All right. So thank you. Rick created that song. And, thank you. I think, I wanted to show y'all that because that's the kind of community you can build overseas in other countries. I'd say overseas, sounds so old fashioned, but
not just here in Portugal.
Yeah.
Not just here in Portugal.
We could have made a video like that in Panama, right? I know that there is a group in Bangkok. There is a group in Medellin. There's tons of groups in Mexico and different cities in Mexico.
Heck, there's a group in Belgium.
Is there a group in Belgium?
Yeah, there's a group in Belgium.
Okay, because we couldn't find them when we went. I guess.
Somebody was saying there was a group. One of the ladies said, "Yeah, there's a
Okay.
group."
Okay. We couldn't find them. So maybe we were looking in the wrong place. But yeah, and if there's not, start it.
Yeah.
And if there's not, start it, right? Because finding community is going to be crucial. All right. It really is going to be crucial. Especially around the holidays, you might get homesick and maybe you can't leave because you don't have your card yet or whatever have you, right? Or maybe you didn't plan for that to be in the budget the first year or something like that. Our first holiday season, we had friends to spend with. Some did not celebrate Thanksgiving, but they came over to celebrate with us anyway. And then the year after that, I mean, we've been doing Friendsgiving with a big group of people, and that video is on Instagram as well, for the years after that, for all the years after that. So every year, and then we have like a white elephant party, or Secret Santa type party as well. So, it is really, really important to have community when you move abroad. So great. I'm glad you guys like the song. I like it too. All right. Seeing if there are any other questions. I see a lot more D's and E's, all of the above. All right, we're going to keep it going then. All right, so the first thing that we talked about is reclaiming your time, y'all. Like, you cannot put a price on that, and you cannot get more of it. You only have whatever time on this earth that you're going to have. And that's number one. The second thing is we should not assume that 4 years from now, 5 years from now, or whatever, even, that we will be healthy enough to do all of the things that we want to do. I mean, your body, but some of us are not as healthy as others of us, right? And so let's not take things for granted. The other thing with time is that we're assuming that all of the places that we want to see will always be available,
be able to go to,
for us to see. We missed the window for Cuba during Obama. And now, I don't know. I mean, I suppose if we get another passport, perhaps we can go into Cuba under that passport. Then it's going to be problematic going back to the United States. It's just a mess, right? It's just a mess. And so don't assume that everything is going to be available in the future always, right? Especially with the nonsense that's going on with the melon felon right now, right? And that you're going to be healthy enough to travel, which brings us to the next part. Healthcare without financial terror.
Yeah.
We want to say this plainly.
We are not afraid of getting sick. Illness will not bankrupt us, or wipe out our savings, or force us back to work. Not here, it won't.
That's peace, y'all. And it is immeasurable. All right. Immeasurable. We've talked about this before. And, even in places that don't have universal health care, preventative care is very affordable in most of the rest of the world, y'all. Okay. In most of the rest of the world, it is very affordable. Of course, here in Portugal, we do have universal health care. We also have private health insurance because, we are guests here. And so one of the rules is we have to have private insurance, which we gladly do, and because we can afford it, right? And so we go through the private system. However, we are still connected to the public system. If something catastrophic were to happen or something like that, I know the ambulance is going to take us to the public hospital. That's going to be the first stop. And then a lot of the more serious things are handled at the public hospital as well. As we said, like x-rays, like surgeries and all of these things, we have been through it all. And I'm telling you, out of pocket, first of all, they tell you exactly how much you going to owe. Yeah, exactly. With insurance and without insurance. No hidden costs, no bills that are going to come in the mail later, blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop. No. No. Okay. which reminds me, I still have to pay.
Paid them yet?
I got to look for the email.
Mine showed up the next day.
So anyway, yeah, you can pay there. And then if there's a line, I just wait for the email and pay online. But in any event, it is very inexpensive. So for instance, the surgery that I got, my share was $343, something like that. And then I had to get some preliminary tests, or euros, I'm sorry, 343 euros. I had to get some preliminary tests to make sure that I could go under. And those came to about 75 euro. Like I had, EEGs and all this kind of stuff, y'all. All right. Things I've never had before. Sonograms and x-rays with my lungs and all of this to make sure that I could handle it. And all of that. So the whole thing was about 425 euro. And that is peace of mind.
Yes,
and it is immeasurable. It is immeasurable. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about. Sandra says, you're right. Traveled to Cuba via cruise in April 2019. A few months later, it shut down. See? Medical care here in the US is so expensive. It is ridiculous. And not only is it ridiculous, you don't, half the time, you don't know exactly how much you're going to owe. I remember, we would think it's going to be one price, and they never really tell you exactly how much it's going to be.
Because they got other stuff they got to add on to it. You think you're getting away with, paying the doctor, paying the whatever staff, and all of a sudden now they charge you because you walked in the building.
Seriously.
For real.
And you get
facilities charge,
clinic charge, doctor's charge, private practice charge,
daughter's charge,
firstborn son's charge.
Everybody's
It's
charging.
ridiculous. Jackie said she was so healthy, but it's declining because of the stressful time. And that's another thing, another reason to speed up your exit, y'all. Because I can't imagine what it feels like to live in America right now and see the nonsense that's going on and know that is coming to a town near you. It's only a matter of time. So the Twin Cities is a mess. I haven't really seen a lot. Well, yes, I have. It's the Twin Cities or St. Paul, Minnesota. So what's Kansas City and Kansas City? That's not called Twin Cities either?
No.
Okay, just Kansas City and Kansas City. All right. Yeah, I know it's a mess. Don Lemon was headed over there today, so I think he landed already. So Shanora says, I just retired January 1st. And my husband retiring April 1st. Yay, congratulations. So excited to be done with the rat race. Yes. All right. I don't see any other questions. Do you have a NIS? Yes, we do, Allison. Mm-hmm. So that's a national social security number for Portugal. And you must get one before you renew. You might have to get one before you apply. Now, I don't know because they be changing stuff, y'all. They be changing stuff. So I know we had to get our social security number for here in Portugal before we renewed. And even though we don't earn money here and we'll never probably have a job here, that's something that we have to do.
And we told them that you got okayed, right?
Yeah, we both got approved.
So I got approved the other day.
Finally, we went to apply on the same day, y'all. And I got approved December 31st. But it was probably about a week and a half before it showed up on the portal. And then he didn't get approved for 16 more days. 16 more days, even though we were there on the same day. So go figure. Oh my gosh. So Allison is talking about her daughter had a car accident and she racked up $61,000 in medical bills. Well, when you had your accident, that was about $33,000.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm. In medical bills. And he wasn't even there overnight. Just what? Maybe 5 hours?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just to make sure he didn't have any internal bleeding and stuff. And so when it comes to pre-existing here in Portugal, y'all, we don't have Obamacare. So they do discriminate against pre-existing. Now, in general, if you can prove that you have been covered with this pre-existing all along for at least 3 to 5 years, then for us, they covered the pre-existing. If not, what they will sometimes do is just say, we're not going to cover the pre-existing for a year. Everything else will cover. But the pre-existing and anything that is a result of the pre-existing, we're not going to cover.
And it kind of depends on what the pre-existing is too.
Yeah, like high blood pressure, unless you've had a heart attack, does not count. High cholesterol does not really count. If you're taking cholesterol pills or high blood pressure pills or something like that, or aspirin or whatever. So, I hope to meet everyone in person at the meetup. Feels like I know folks already. I know Shanora, right? We're going to have so much fun. No, the tickets are not on sale yet, but information is in the description below. And if you go to the page and fill out that form, you will be informed when the tickets are available. So Dee says, countdown to 55 and over AARP benefits in a few months. 2 pensions, different state pensions, 62 retirement. Yep. Daughter 21 and son 18 in a few months. Thank the Lord in heaven. On to the next one. Yeah. I certainly wouldn't be waiting till 62 if you're counting down to 55. So I would not be in the United States that long. That's for sure. Greta says being on Cobra sucks.
Really sucks.
I'm surprised it still even exists. How do I realistically get ahead in my 50s without doing a YouTube channel? I'll take the side hustle challenge, Milo. But there's a lot of ways. Start with the Ready to Retire toolkit. It is in the description below, and see where the money's going. All right. That's the first thing. You've got to see where the money's going. Every single penny, see where it's going. But start with the Ready to Retire toolkit. That's a good place to start. I'm waiting on my house. All right, y'all. What else are you guys talking about? My daughter needs surgery with new insurance with $2,500 deductible, but she still has a copay of 20%, and they still won't tell her how much it is. Like, I'm trying to keep her from financial ruin. I just don't understand. $6,000 for a bridge. Y'all, see, staying in the United States will keep you broke. Seriously. Because if like a crown, I don't know what a crown costs these days because I haven't had to have one in a long time. But the last time I had to have one, I want to say is probably before COVID. And with insurance, it seems to me I still had to come up off of like $600. And this was like 2019, 2020. So is it about the same now? $700, $800? I don't know. In any event, hip replacement, $85,000. Oh my gosh. I don't like diabetes is probably going to be a pre-existing, even though it's very manageable.
I know somebody that has diabetes here, but he's covered too. It is. They might not cover as much, but he is covered for his diabetes.
Yeah, we have information under All Things Portugal under most of our video descriptions, and there's the concierge for Portugal is called Serenity. We don't get any money, y'all, but not a dime. All right, but we promote them because they're good. And I don't know that there's any other service here that does what they do. And so I would go ahead and call them because they're going to tell you the real deal. All right. Let them know we sent you. We don't even get a discount, y'all.
And it also depends on the insurance company that you go with.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why you need to talk to them because, what was true when we first signed up, our age versus your age, et cetera, et cetera. See, okay, this is ridiculous because when I quit, I went on Obamacare because it was much cheaper as an unemployed person to go on Obamacare than it was, at least in 2022, than to do Cobra. So I don't know. John Malone said he was 57 when he realized he was done with the slavery, right? Right? And I'm telling you, y'all, it once you a crown is $4,000. Oh my God. Once you have free time, you discover a lot about yourself. And it takes a minute. I want to say it takes probably about 6 to 7 months before your body adjusts to not having the constant stress, not only of work and what are you missing? What emails are you missing? Did you miss a deadline? And all of that nonsense. Like, there's very few of us that are really saving lives, if we want to be honest, but they act like we're all saving lives. And then the stress of having to put on a face to meet the faces that you meet, to have to put on that armor to deal with white supremacy as soon as you leave the house. Even when you watch television, you guys are being fed white supremacy. It's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. And you're just being fed it nonstop on the TV, radio, the advertisements. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And that, you probably don't even know how much that is stressing y'all out. Seriously. Is there no racism here? No, that's not what I'm saying. But it's very, very different. And it's not lethal for the most part. It is not lethal. Yeah, they're not, and we don't understand what they're saying all the time on television. So if they are pumping white supremacy, we don't understand it. Like, I'm just trying to understand the news. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep it moving. All right, because
here's a perspective that changed in everything.
Right.
True freedom is not about how much you own. True freedom is about how much of your time is controlled by others.
True freedom is about how much of your time is controlled by other folks, right? We learned we didn't need the Jaguar we used to drive. We didn't need the trappings of success. We didn't need to excel at the American hustle and grind model to do the things we always dreamed of. That's the thing. And that's what got us, because yesterday we were, we had a movie night. And we were watching the Mafia Mama, I think. Mafia Mama. It's funny. It takes place in Italy. Mafia Mama takes place in Italy. And it was really cool because we recognized a lot of the squares in Rome when they were walking around, that they filmed in and stuff like that. And they were walking down along this river that Rick and Adelia walked along. But we only walked along it for a short amount of time because there were so many gnats.
They were all over the place. It's like they must have had a gnat wrangler when they were shooting that movie, because,
or maybe it's the time of the year.
Time of year, yeah,
right.
Because it was crazy.
It was unbearable. Like, it was unbearable, and it would have been so cool because it was a hot day to walk along the river there, right? But those gnats, I mean.
Yeah, it was insane.
It was insane. So as soon as we could walk back up to the top, we walked back up. And it's funny because they're walking along and we were talking about that. And I'm like, yeah, well, next time we go, maybe if we go at a different time of year. And I was like, listen to us. We've already been to Rome twice. And we're talking about, so the next time we go, so casually as if we're talking about, I don't know, going to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized how much our life has changed. I mean, when we were in the hustle and grind, right? When we were living those expensive lives with 2 cars and that sat there most of the time, paying all that money for insurance and paying all that money for gas, right? And all of that other stuff. There's no way we would be talking about, well, next time we go, because there's all these other places that we have to go to see, right? That we want to see. So the notion of going back to some place that we've already been to,
Right.
wouldn't seem feasible, right? It wouldn't seem feasible. But now I know that we will be back because it's a whole different perspective. And when you live in Europe, it's obviously very, very easy to travel to any other place in Europe besides, I guess, Russia and some of those countries, but and inexpensive. So
Yeah.
Tuesday, we're leaving for London. And it's funny because we don't even really consider that a major trip. This is like an extended weekend trip.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be there
True.
for a week, but we're not, usually I'm a little stressed out by now if it's a major trip, like when we went to, Mexico, Panama, Colombia, and Curacao. I was stressed before that. That was a lot. But, this is like,
Yeah.
it's like going from LA to Vegas,
Exactly. Exactly.
right? It's a whole different mindset. And we realized that we didn't have to be millionaires, that we didn't have to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank, even though y'all know, for those of you who are new to our channel and might not know, right? We went from negative 22,000 to over 1.1 million in net worth. That means part of it is tied up in real estate assets for us, right? Part of it is tied up in stocks and stuff like that. So the notion that we can live in Europe, right? That we can like travel to 4 and 5 and 6 different countries or cities per year in different, what? I thought only people like Tina Turner got to do stuff like that, right? I thought only people like, but no, as you saw in the video at the top, normal, everyday people are doing the damn thing. All right. And they're not doing it with, $700,000 in the bank necessarily.
No.
All right. There is a way to do it, but you have to be strategic and you have to be disciplined. The less money you have, the more disciplined you have to be. Okay. You know that. But once again, our basics here, and when I'm talking about, rent, insurance, utilities, internet utilities, our cell phones and stuff like that are still under 2,500 euro per month. Now, that does not include groceries, but still. And groceries here are less expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah, private insurance in Portugal is sold through in Portugal. Okay. So it is a country to country thing.
Yeah. Our insurance company is actually a Spanish company.
Yeah. But it doesn't necessarily work the same way in Spain for us as it would here.
But it covers us in Spain.
121,000 for prostate cancer treatment for one visit? What the hell? See, how can folks afford to live? First of all, it stresses you out and makes you sick.
Yeah.
Gives you dis-ease, right? Gives you diseases. And then they charge you an arm and a leg and they don't heal you. They just take away the symptoms. So I'm marking y'all's questions. So it's y'all, it's time to go. All right. They killing folks. They're amping up. He's trying to do anything that he can not to have a 2026 midterm. The melon felon is. All right. Yeah, Greta, it's called lean fire. Look, It's called Lean Fire. And I would rather be on a budget in Lisbon, Portugal, than hustling and grinding with the 2 cars and all of that in Denver, Colorado. That's all I'm saying. Right? That's all I'm saying. Because, we can be at peace. We don't have to have the hairs go up on our neck when we see the cops, right? Right? I mean, traveling the world has been life-changing. It has been life-changing. If I swear to you, if every single American had to take 1 semester in high school abroad as an exchange student, mandatory to graduate,
the world would be totally different.
The world would be totally different.
Totally different.
Totally different. We probably would not be in the mess that we are in right now, right? Because you would be forced to learn and appreciate another culture. Forced. And for me, like, the appreciation that I have gained and the awareness that I have gained, and the compassion that I have gained for other people and other people's culture. I've always had compassion and an empath. Unfortunately, to a fault, sometimes it's hard. But you don't know what you don't know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you don't know. Well, yes, CK. If every American read, that would be lovely as well. That would be lovely as well. As my dad used to say, a person who can read but does not has little advantage over one who cannot. So, yes. I don't know of any budget-friendly hotels in London.
No.
We don't really stay in hotels, okay, y'all. The only time we stay in hotels is if we're getting in late, we have to get to the airport early or something like that. And we need, if
then we stay by the airport.
And then we stay by the airport. But other than that, we usually stay in a VRBO or Airbnb or something like that. I like to be in a neighborhood, take the metro. I like to be able to have my leftovers and warm them up and do all of that. And when you stay in hotels, you waste food because I rarely finish a meal. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna have me a doggy bag. And then I will want to warm that up later. And, unless you stay in one of those suites or something, maybe like one of those embassy suites. I think they have microwaves, but the average hotel today does not have a microwave, y'all. They don't. Okay. And so there's no way to warm your food up. And I don't like that. So that's how we roll. Did you hear that elongated muskrat said that saving for retirement won't be necessary in 10 to 20 years? Yeah, because you probably won't be alive. I don't know what he's talking about. Like these people, they are in full flight from reality. They have no idea. They do not remember what it feels like to go past this gas station and go to that gas station because it's 2 cents cheaper per gallon, right? They have no idea.
No.
They don't, right? They don't pump their own gas. They don't know. No idea. No idea. So, all right. Let's get to this last part before we get to the list. Time, togetherness, and relationships. For those of you, and here's the thing, not just for those who are in relationships, because sometimes you need to be in relationship with yourself. Free time, together time can make or break a relationship, especially when you're always tired, always rushing around, right? Always performing. And you can just lose each other, right? Yes. You can lose yourself. Retirement gave us space to come back to ourselves and to each other, y'all. All right?
Yeah. Unmasking and stress reduction, this one really matters. We've learned that living authentically on your own term reduces stress immediately.
Yes. Yes. When you no longer have to put on that armor, right? When you can just be you, when you can show up just as you. No airs, no this and that, all that. Even if you are blessed enough to work in a Black environment, maybe through a nonprofit or something like that. Like I used to work on Black television shows. And usually on Black television shows, the majority of the staff is Black as well. And still, even then, because there's still the competition thing, right? The competition, the crab in the barrel. Somebody's got the crab in the barrel mentality and all of that. And it's like, oh, here we go. Here we go, right? When you no longer have to deal with that stuff, y'all, you can literally feel it just come off your body, right? When you do not have to mask, when you don't have to code switch, when you don't have to shrink or perform comfort for white folks, y'all, that alone lowered our stress more than any pay raise ever did.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm telling you. All right. What are you guys talking about? Let's see what starred here. Dennis is in the house. Folks think retire at 65 plus and do all the stuff they want to, even travel is physical, right? Went to Machu Picchu. Good luck doing it at 70. You got that right. Like, I'm not even sure I could do it right now. Oh my gosh. Not walk it. Health life expectancy is the average number of years you can expect to live in full health, free from illness. Exactly. And, and so they call these years the go-go years, right? When you are old enough to have some sense, hopefully you've got more money than you had when you were in your 30s or 40s, but you still have your health. So thank you for the super chat, Dennis. All y'all know that
thank you.
100% of the donations that come into our Black Utopia go to our scholarship fund for Beyond the Bling. Beyond the Bling is our financial freedom program for late bloomers like ourselves. Everything that we learned to go from negative 22,000 to over 1.1 million in net worth is in that program. And we meet every second Saturday for group coaching. Okay. So we don't just give you the keys to a self-paced program and then leave you hanging. You get to hang out with us every month, second Saturday in the afternoon, for questions, a little coaching, etc. All right. So thank you, Dennis. We appreciate you so much, and our community appreciates you. Y'all, Dennis gives almost every single week, y'all. Almost every single week. And so if you can, if you got a couple of extra coins and you can give, it goes to our scholarship fund. We have given over 30 scholarships, at least 10 to 15 just in 2025 alone. Okay. And there might be a few more available. I know we've got some people in the queue though. You don't, if you need a scholarship, just send us an email, put scholarship in the subject line, and we don't need a sob story or anything like that. You are a utopian. You have integrity. If you ask for it, we're going to assume you need it. And if we have it, we'll give it. And then we just go to the oldest email that we've got. And when we get another queue up, then we start giving them like that. All right. So that's how that works. What else? My husband and I are planning to visit Lisbon this year. Yay! Any tips for groups to join for assistance? Us? Of course. There's Facebook groups, the Black American, Black in Portugal, Black Americans in Lisbon. So are you coming for our meetup? Are you coming in June? Are you coming at another time? So our meetup is always Juneteenth week. Okay. It's Monday and Tuesday, the 15th and the 16th. We start having informal get-togethers, though, the Thursday before, something like that. So we're definitely meeting for St. Anthony's, which is, I think it's the Friday this year, the Friday before our meetup, as opposed to the Thursday. It's usually the Thursday before, but I'm going to check the website again. So it's either Thursday or Friday, but last I checked, it was Friday. We're probably going to do a sangria day. If we can't do it on Friday, maybe we'll do it on Thursday. We usually get together for brunch or something like that. There's usually a Juneteenth celebration prior to actual Juneteenth.
Yeah, at the park, there's usually a picnic.
Exactly. We're probably going to get together and do an African flavors tour, something like that. And then Utopian Legends will get first dibs to hang out with us on actual Juneteenth for the private chef experience. And so that's our meetup. And that's what we're doing in June. So what time of year are you planning to come, Milo? Thank God for your approvals. Yes.
Yeah.
These people, they make you nervous. We went to our immigration appointment before we left for Mexico, y'all. So that was like September 8th. September 8th. I didn't get my answer until December 31st. And he didn't get his answer until just a couple of days ago.
Friday.
You know,
Friday at 2:30. That's when I got it. That's when I looked and saw it.
Yep. And we still don't have our cards, but there was a sheet that we could print out. So when we go to London, it should not be an issue. So with the delays, we're all trying to maintain our sanity here. It's truly now orange-faced demon making you decide between dual residency as a born citizen. You know, look, until something is official, I just cannot take the roller coaster ride with this man. I just can't. And you guys shouldn't take it either. You guys should not take it either. Thank you, Josette. Thank you. Again, it's going to our scholarship fund. We appreciate you. All right. What else are you guys talking about before we get to the list? And how long are you going to be in London? We're going to be there for a week. We're going to go see Josh Johnson, y'all. I cannot wait. It's going to be fun. So yeah, we're going to be in London for a week. Thanks to everyone helping out with scholarships. You are giving people a way out. Yes. Thank you. You definitely are. And I'm going to tell you, if you're in Beyond the Bling, let them know. I know folks have like gotten out of debt faster than they thought, gotten out of Dodge faster than they thought. For real. Any word on VFS backups in San Francisco? No, we don't hear the micro stuff like that, Benita. Because there's 5 different offices or so, and so we don't hear the specifics about a different office unless it's something that is huge.
I was going to ask, Benita, are you with American Friends in Portugal?
American and Friends
in Portugal Facebook group.
Yeah, that Facebook group.
Join that Facebook.
Yeah,
group.
They get into the nitty gritty about stuff like that
because they'll talk about San Francisco. They'll talk about all the different VFS groups throughout the country, the United States. So join them. Just don't ask a whole lot of crazy questions or anything because they can be harsh.
They get persnickety.
Yeah. They have a whole lot of information. Yeah,
they do. Thank you, Dee. They do. And that's where I found out, I think, no, that's not where I found out that they release appointments at the end of every month. One thing that I do know is that people who are already here, who were going for their first immigration appointment, a lot of them were showing up only to find out it had been rescheduled. So they are behind. And, and you've got to want to come to Portugal. You got to want to. And I get it because I would go through it. Knowing what I know now, I would go through it. But you got to be patient, y'all. You got to be patient. And so our email address, if you go to our Facebook, you go to our YouTube page, it's under About. Okay. You can also get there from the description. If you just click on the logo, it'll take you to our main Facebook page. All right. We've got almost 300 people watching. I hope we've got 300 likes. Because folks are showing their love. Thank you, Mona Wilson, for the super sticker. Going into our scholarship fund. All right. Hey, Michelle, joining late from Texas. All right. Look, there's 2 paths if you want to consider, all right? We want you to think creatively, seriously, not desperately.
Yeah.
All right. Path one, retire earlier than planned. Okay. The way we did it was by drastically lowering our cost of living. All right. When we lived in Denver, Colorado, first of all, we had a 4-bedroom, 4-bath house. We still have
We
it.
still have.
But we're not paying for the mortgage. The renters are paying for the mortgage, right? But paying for that mortgage, paying for health insurance, we probably would be paying what we pay per year. We probably would be paying the same per month to get the same kind of health insurance per month, y'all. So we paid $2,000, I think, $2,000 and some change per year. And I know people who are paying $2,000 per month.
Right. Oh yeah.
Right. Our internet and cable bill, it's together, a little bundle, right? It's €38 per month for high-speed internet. €38 per month. We were paying $55 just for internet.
Oh yeah.
No cable. We canceled cable. We didn't even have cable.
Nope.
So
Just for internet.
Just for internet. So leaving the United States, one of the reasons we were like, we've got to go was because of the healthcare costs.
Yeah.
That was one of the major reasons. It's like, oh no, I'm not sticking around here in the United States and have it eat up what we were able to save.
Yeah. You got to move your healthcare out of crisis mode.
Exactly. Buying back time. I swear to you, like y'all know my parents have, my dad had, he's no longer with us, had dementia. My mom has dementia. She still knows who I am and stuff. But, and thankfully, my dad knew who I was until he left here, thankfully, because that would have just hurt my heart, y'all. That would have just hurt my heart. But once I call my mom, she gonna call me back 4, 5, 6 times. Did we talk yet? Okay, babe, I'll talk to you later. Did we talk yet? I know that's how it's going to go.
Well, we know she can't determine the difference between the call in and the call out.
Right. She just sees my number.
She sees the number and thinks she called
her. Sees my number in the caller ID, right? And so when I was in the hustle and grind, I did not have the patience for that. I just didn't. It was hard to be the daughter that I wanted to be when I was in the hustle and grind. Now, I just call. She's like, oh, I'm sorry to bother you. I'm like, Mommy, you're not bothering me because I have my time. I am not in a rush for anything. I can take my time and deal with my mom with all of the patience and love and respect that she deserves. You cannot put a price on that. You cannot put a price on that. And we went from 4 bathrooms. Everybody in the house had their own toilet. We went from 4 bathrooms to 1 bathroom. And I would do it over and over again to give me that time, that the patience that I now have to treat my mom and to be the daughter that I want to be. All right, these things are disappearing. So I gotta make sure that they don't disappear. Hello, Halisi and Rick. Have a great time in London. Thank you. If you have time, visit York. All right. Walkable and very nice. People are friendly. Have we been to York? No, but we landed in York when we were in Manchester, when we were going to Manchester. Didn't we land in York?
No,
I can't remember. Or we were supposed to land in York because Manchester was foggy or some such. I don't know. Hopefully we won't get
Manchester was foggy, but
rerouted this time.
It wasn't York. It was somewhere else.
Hopefully we will not get rerouted. Thank you for the super chat or super sticker. Thank you, Michelle, for the super sticker. I hope I got them all. I know we got Mona, right? Okay. Thank you. Again, you can go over to our main Facebook, YouTube. Go over to our main YouTube page and you can find our email under About. Okay. Under About. All right. So buying back time. I mean, look, there's just no price we can put on that. There is just no price that we can put on that. All right. So we retired earlier than planned by lowering our cost of living. We went from a budget of about $6,000 per month down to $2,500 euro per month. Okay. And that's about $2,700, something like that. 3,000 under 3,000. So we live on less than $36,000 a year for our basics. And that's including food. That's definitely including food, right? There's no way that we could live like this in the United States. And we could still, with that amount of money, do some light traveling, not as much traveling as we do, but do some light traveling with on that amount. All right. Healthcare is not in crisis mode, buying back our time, being able to be the daughter that, I wanted to be. How did we do that? The first thing that we did was analyze our spending to see where all of the money was going. Okay. Once we figured out where it was going, then we could look and say, oh my God, what the hell? Right. Because as y'all know, people who've been watching, we were spending at the time, this was way back in 2018, we were spending $1,000 a month just eating out. In 2018, no, we weren't rich. We had 6-figure titles. I was executive director. He was a director, but we never made 6 figures. As a couple, we did, but individually, we never, ever, ever made 6 figures. But we started, once we saw where all of the money was going, then it was really easy to say, okay, and to make some strategic decisions based upon the life that we want, as opposed to the life other people expected us to have. Right? When I told my mom I was quitting, this was before that she really had dementia, right? She was like, or it wasn't showing anyway. She's like, but I like that job for you. I said, that job is killing me, Mom. But she, in her mind, she just wanted to be able to brag that, my daughter's in Colorado running things, right? No, your daughter's in Colorado dying. That's what she's doing, right? I gotten down to like 119 pounds. My hair was falling out. That's what the hustle and grind was doing to me. And it was not worth it. It was not worth it. Okay. So once we saw where all the money was going, then we could say, this stuff we can just remove. We don't cancel cable. We canceling Hulu. We canceling this, all these subscriptions. Do we even use that? Canceling all of the unnecessary stuff. And then we see what's left. Any of these, can we find a less expensive version, right? If we switch from AT&T to Verizon, can we get the new customer discount for the first year or two, right?
Right.
Take that. Now, what happens to all the money that you're saving? Now, if you don't assign it a job, it's going to trickle out your hands.
It's going to disappear real quick.
Right? And so what Rick and I did is we made sure, we've heard this all of our lives, pay yourself first. It never made sense to me. What does that mean? Pay yourself first.
Most people think it's buying something.
Yeah, buying
them shoes,
buying some red bottoms,
that car,
right?
buying that. Yeah.
Right? So no, when I reframed it as paying my future self first, I'm investing in future Halisi. We're investing in future Rick and Halisi, right? And so as a couple, we were saving 65% of our income. Once we went and saw where the money was going, and as I said, we never made 6 figures. We were able to start saving 65% of our income. Save and invest.
Mm-hmm.
Save and invest. Okay? That's what we were able to do. And that's how we were able to go from negative 20. One of the reasons we were able to go from negative 22,000 to 1.1 million. We also bought another piece of property. Okay. And we're not like making a ton of money on. We're just gaining equity and not having to pay the mortgage. The other way that you can get out now is by doing remote work or entrepreneurship, not entrepreneurship. Right. Not hustle and grind entrepreneurship. That's not what we're talking about. Right. But more like consulting, coaching,
digital products,
right? Selling digital products, part-time remote work. Yeah. Because here's the thing, y'all. If you try to be an entrepreneur in the United States, first of all, you have to worry about healthcare. And, you could live here perhaps with 10 clients. In the United States, you might need 30 clients just to make ends meet. But here, or in Mexico, or in Colombia, or South Africa, right? Or Thailand, maybe you only need 5 clients. Maybe you only need 7 clients. You get the picture, right? And so it becomes a lot easier. Quality of life is often less expensive outside of the United States.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Here's the list.
So
Here's the
these are
list.
the 10 top places that people go, or
Yeah, and
Black
no-
expats go?
Yeah, no particular order, y'all. No
Yeah.
particular order. All right.
Well, you know, the first one we're going to say is Lisbon.
There are so many English speaking Black folks here. Like so many we've never even met.
Oh, yeah.
And then they'll show up at some gathering. We're like, oh. And somebody will say, oh yeah, they've been here for about a year and a half now. I'm like, I'm just now seeing them. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if there were almost 1,000 in the metro area at this point. I just wouldn't be surprised, because it seems like every time we go to a gathering, there's somebody
There's
there.
somebody there new.
There's somebody new. There was somebody
new.
Right. There was somebody new at our Friday Sangria. She had to leave early for a Portuguese class.
Oh, that's right.
Right. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? All right, let me do this right quick. Thank you, Liz Jones.
Thank you, Liz.
So generous for the super chat or super sticker. Again, 100% of the money goes to our scholarship fund, Beyond the Bling, our financial freedom program for late bloomers. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. So first, Lisbon. Second,
Sevilla, Spain.
this is in no particular order. Number 3,
Osaka, Japan.
Number 4,
I can never say this.
Manizales, Colombia.
Manizales.
Yeah, it's kind of spelled like that.
Manizales.
It looks so pretty there. I'm kind of ticked off we didn't go. We should have spent more time in Colombia, because gosh, with the melon felon doing what he's doing. Somebody asked, apparently there was some travel advisory or something put out about traveling in South America. And so I've been listening to Stephanie Perry since she lives in Bogota, Colombia. I'm not sure if she's there right now, but she I would listen to her as a weather vane, and then also go to Blacks in Medellin or Blacks in Colombia or something like that.
We have
Facebook
another
page.
good friend that lives in Colombia, Chris.
Yeah, Chris lives in Colombia too.
We can find out.
We can find out, what the feeling, what the temperature is there in Colombia. Chris, if you're watching from the future, hey, let us know. Let us know. Number 4,
Bangkok.
there is Blacks in Thailand, and I know they meet on a Sunday for brunch or breakfast or something like that in Bangkok. I don't know if they've got a subgroup in Chiang Mai, but Bangkok, y'all, Bangkok.
One of the guys just moved there from here.
Yeah. Somebody just moved. Another person just moved from here, from Lisbon to Thailand. I can understand why. I could totally live in Thailand. The only reason it is not on the list, I keep telling y'all, is because it's hard. It would be really hard to do lives if we lived in Bangkok.
Oh, yeah.
It would really, it'd be like 3:00 in the morning. We'd have to change
We'd
time.
be like 2 days out.
Yeah, we'd have to change times. And the other thing is because of my mom. I cannot be that far away from her at this point, right? So as long as she's here, I've got to at least be like 8 hours away flight or something like that. Because Bangkok, that food, you guys, it is off the chain. All right, what is this? Number 6?
Florianopolis, Brazil.
This is on our list. It is pretty far south, so we didn't make it this time, but we will hopefully in 2027 perhaps be able to go back that way, because I still want to see Uruguay as well.
Yeah.
All right. Wait, what number is this? I lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Florianopolis was 6. Number 7 is
Cuenca, Ecuador.
They have a pretty sizable Black expat community in Cuenca as well as Quito, Ecuador. Okay. So don't believe the hype. Do not listen to white supremacist news and propaganda about what it is like living in South America. Like I said, Medellin, the only thing it's missing is water. If it had a huge lake or reservoir where I could look out on some water, oh my gosh, it would be the perfect city. I love me some Medellin. I do. I do.
Oh, one of my favorite places, Cape Town, South Africa.
Yes, Cape Town is gorgeous, and they have lovely weather, and they have water, and there's lots of black folks, and they speak English. South Africa's easy, y'all. It's easy. You do need to have private health insurance, though, because their public system is not very good. I hate to say it. All right, number nine, eight, nine?
Eight. No?
No, nine. Number nine.
Mexico City.
Mexico City. Mexico City is usually not on our list because it is more expensive and we're usually looking for budget places to live. But if you're coming from Atlanta, if you're coming from Chicago, if you're coming from maybe even Houston these days, if you're coming from LA, Mexico City is less expensive. Okay. And the food is always going to be less expensive. Y'all. Okay. This was Querétaro, not Mexico. And Querétaro is much less expensive than Mexico City. But I have to say, I bought tacos and the fixings, beans and rice for 40 people for $130 when I did the conversion. It was something like $130 to $140. That's all for 40 people. And it was so much food.
We ate that food.
We ate it for 2 days. We invited people over the next day for game night and to eat up more of the food. And then when we circled back after being gone for 5 weeks and circled back to Angela and Lamar's house, we ate some more of it when we went glamping because they froze it.
They froze it and we're glamping.
That $130 to $140 for all of that food, y'all. See, that's the thing. Sometimes we just look at the rents and we're like, that place is just as expensive as here. And yes, the rents may be. The rents here in Lisbon are pretty expensive relative to everything else. And yet we are still able to live here for $36,000 a year or less, okay? Or less. On average, all of our utilities are about €150, all in, including cell phone, all you can eat. Now it was a little high because it was cold. So, and I was running that heat, y'all. I was running it.
We were running it.
So it was about 200 this last go round.
It got a little chilly.
And that's a first because last winter, I feel like I was running it too, but maybe I was being more conservative. I don't know. But yeah, one utility bill in Denver used to be 200. One utility bill. We used to pay 200 for our cell phone package.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, our cell phones, two cell phones, all you can eat, all the data, all the calls, all the texting, and all of that stuff is just what? €58 per month? We had to sign a 2-year contract. Okay. You couldn't even get one package from AT&T, Verizon, or what's the other big one? Maybe T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
Maybe T-Mobile you can. But I know Verizon and AT&T are out of control. You can get it that first year as a new customer, right? And then they check that price on up. All right, number 10, last but certainly not least, my favorite place in South America so far.
Medellin.
Like I was saying, the only thing I can say, Colombia has good food. I'm not so sure about Colombian food yet. I think I would have to travel with my hot sauce. I'd have to have hot sauce in my bag. For real, because they don't do spicy, and I like spicy.
Right.
But the food is
the restaurant we went to with Chris.
That was good food.
Monica that was
good.
Excellent.
Yeah, that was good food. It doesn't tend to be as spicy as I like, but it was flavorful, and it's real food, right? It's real food. It's not food product. Okay. So it's healthier food. It's healthier food in Mexico. It's healthier food in Colombia, healthier food in Panama, healthier food.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, you just don't find aisles and aisles and aisles of processed crap outside of the United States. Well, I don't know about Canada. I've never been to Canada, and I've never been to Australia. But I mean, shoot, even the cereal aisle is like a third, if that, of what you would find in the United States. I forgot about that. When you go to the United States, it's like a whole row of all these different cereals. Yeah. Here, no, you got about 10 choices, okay? And you better want one of them because that's all you got, all right? And you can usually read all of the stuff on the back of the box.
Yeah.
Right? Not a lot of stuff. Not a lot of stuff. All right. So that's our list. Medellin, Colombia, Mexico City, Mexico, Cape Town, South Africa, Cuenca, Ecuador, Florianopolis, Brazil, Bangkok, Thailand, Manizales, Colombia, Osaka, Japan. And we know a few people who live in Osaka, Japan, y'all. And you would think that I always thought Japan was expensive, but it's not. It's not compared to the United States, y'all. Singapore is expensive as the United States.
Well, they got the crazy rich Asians.
Yeah. But other than that, we have yet to travel to Belgium. Belgium is expensive.
Yeah,
Belgium is as expensive as the United States. But most of the places that we travel to are not as expensive as the United States. Sevilla, Spain, we've got friends there and friends of OBU. And of course, Lisbon, Portugal. All right, that's our list. What are you guys talking about? Yeah. The reason why we wanted to talk about this is because I know how serious and depressing it has been in the United States. And we wanted to show you another side. That's why we started with the video. We wanted to show you what was possible. What is possible without being a cajillionaire, without being a millionaire. You don't need to be a millionaire to do this lifestyle. Obviously, if you've got $1 million, you're already thinking about it. But if you don't, give us a call. We will help you figure out how. Okay? We will help you figure out how. You might be closer than you
really think.
Seriously.
We've talked to plenty of people that were there, but they just thinking the wrong way.
Thinking the wrong way. Like I've said before, I've talked to somebody, they had like a safety net of about $650,000, right? And they had a nice pension, and still in their mind, they went from $650,000 and a pension to homeless and eating cat food in like 2 sentences. And I'm like, baby, how did you get there? Like, where's the in between? You've got enough money to figure it out. Like if stuff starts hitting the fan, if stuff starts getting more expensive, $650,000 is a nice cushion. I think within a year, you could figure stuff out, and that would only subtract about 30 to 40,000 from that 650, right?
Right.
And so I think we go in our head to all of the what ifs. And I'm not saying to not be prepared for the what ifs, but what I want you to do is to game it out. And if you don't know what I'm saying, I mean, connect the dots, think about it logically. One of the things that convinced Rick that we were going to have enough money, oddly enough, I'm sorry, I'm marking these questions as I talk, is that when I told him about house sitting and showed him how you could basically house sit in London for the whole 6 months that the tourist visa allow us to stay there.
Yeah. For real.
I mean, when I go, like I was going on Trusted House Sitters because I'm looking for all of the places. Now the Melon Felon is acting stupid. I'm like, okay, where are all of the places that I've really wanted to see that I might not get to see if he starts really, really, really acting stupid? And we get into some kinds of military actions, I'm going to call them for right now. So I'm looking for house sits in all of these different countries. And when I looked at England, was it London or all of England? It might have been all of England. There was like 1,700 house sits available at that particular time. And that was 2 days ago. 1,700 house sits. I think they have more house sits than they have house sitters. I would not be surprised. Whereas like Portugal only had about 15 available and Spain only had about 20 available. See the difference, right? And that was all of Spain, not per city. So yeah. The Brits, they be going on vacation, y'all. They be taking their
want
vacation.
to go to where some sunshine.
Yep, because when we,
especially this time of year,
right? And this is the time of year that we house sat in Manchester for pita. And where were they on their way to? Italy.
They were on their way to Rome.
But you know, Rome gets cold too now, because when we were there. When we were there, okay, I think, are we doing any meetups in London? I hadn't planned to. I don't know.
Who's going to be in London?
I mean, we do have some folks. Marva's in London. We do have some utopians in London or in England. I don't know exactly where she lives, actually. I don't know. Like if you're going to be in London, let us know in the chat or let us know in the comments here on this video. And maybe we will do a meetup, a little informal meetup at a restaurant or something like that. So I don't know if you guys are in London and you want to plan something. You know, the unfortunate part is like our Facebook is because they kicked me off of Facebook, y'all. So we're not really using that. So that's the unfortunate part. So we're going to have to use YouTube. So make a comment under here, and if so, we'd be happy to meet with some utopians in London. That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Josh Johnson is hilarious. Yep, his YouTube channel is on at my house almost constantly. He is hilarious. He is great. Canada is no longer dealing with America. They are partnering with China. I saw that Canada will be electronic cars from China. The BYD will be all throughout. We saw BYD. They've got BYDs here. There's BYDs in Mexico. There'll be BYDs in Canada, and Tesla will be out.
You just can't buy them in the United States because they're too expensive. They're like $60,000. A $30,000 car for $60,000 because of tariffs. And everything. Yeah,
that's stupid. Yeah, it's one of the least expensive electric cars you can get. So, these people, they be tripping. All right. Food in Canada is similar to the USA, but more expensive. All right, they may ban more ingredients, but it's similar. Thank you, Ashira. Yeah, I've never been. It seems to me that I would assume that it would be a little bit more healthy, but there's probably so many imports. I mean, there's so many Canadian things in America, so I'm not surprised it's not the other way around. What company do you have for your cell phone? So the
Vodafone.
The major ones are Nosh, Vodafone, and Meo. Yeah, MEO. That's for Portugal, y'all. But Vodafone is all over Europe.
Yeah. I think they're a Spanish company.
Are they?
Yeah.
But our Vodafone wouldn't work in Spain. We had to get another SIM card, y'all.
Ain't that nothing?
America wants us to believe every other country is third world because they don't want us to leave. Yep. They want us to stay in this abusive relationship. And that's what America is, y'all. That's what it is. It is an abusive relationship. I've been saying that at least since J6, at least since January 6th. And I don't mean 2026, y'all. I mean 2021, obviously. But it is. And that's why it's crazy to me when I hear folks say, I ain't leaving. I'm saying, my ancestors built this. They ain't running me away and all of this stuff. And I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get what you're fighting for. And do you really think, like, what does success look like to you? And do you really think it is achievable within our lifetime? Like, because success looks to me like more like what I see here, relationship wise, with how human beings interact with each other here is what success looks like, right? For instance, I brought this up to Rick so many times, but our landlord just lives right next door, and he and his wife and his grown daughter, she's at least 23, 24 years old.
Early 20s, yeah.
Something like that, right? I see them I run into them on a regular basis, all three of them walking arm in arm. The grown daughter, and they look so happy, and they're chatting with each other. Yeah. That, to me, encapsulates the difference in the culture here and in the culture in the United States. So white folks the white supremacy, MAGA type, they don't interact with each other like that. They're angry. They're angry all the time. So I just don't understand what y'all are fighting for, those folks who say that. I understand some people have to stay for whatever reason. Maybe it's a parent or something like that. I get it. But for the rest of us, we need to be making pathways in other places for those who are going to follow behind us, because I guarantee you there will be those who follow behind us, yes. Right? Just like folks used to, because now immigration is net zero in the United States, right? They are actually losing population. That's never a good thing. Ask Japan, right? So it used to be that people would go to the United States. People were like, oh, you're going to the States. Oh, they were making pathways for the rest of their family and for the cousins and everything like that, right? That's how these communities grow. And you wonder why there's so many in certain areas. That's why. That's probably why there's so many of us here in Lisbon, right? Right? We got to make pathways, y'all, because the West is going down and America's going to be first.
Yeah. America's
going to be first because Europe is not playing these games. And they're like, look, if we can't trust you, we're going to find the stuff some other way. And we're going to have to figure this out and stop Putin ourselves, it looks like.
Well, Greenland is the final straw.
Yeah. They have had it.
That is the straw that will break the camel's back.
They have had it. It's not kiki kaka. It ain't funny no more. Oh, he's just joking. He's never joking. He is never joking. What he says, he's telepathing what he wants to do. All right. And he's going to find a way to try and do it.
I mean,
whether it's legal or not.
The fool accepted somebody else's
Nobel Peace Prize.
They didn't tell him, dude, it don't mean nothing.
He was probably jealous because Zelensky got a Academy Award from what's his name from Fast Times at Ridgemont High? That's an activist now. Sean Penn.
Yeah, but he crazy. Okay? He crazy.
Yeah.
The melatonin is out of his mind.
And Zelensky did not ask for it. As a matter of fact, he's like, I can't accept that. He's like, no, he says, win the war and then you can bring it back.
Well, Zelensky used to be an actor.
Oh, did he?
Yes. Before he got into politics, he was an actor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not surprising.
So he plays a decent wartime president. But no, he was truly an actor.
Huh.
But he wasn't asking.
He wasn't asking for it.
And Donald Knuckle Nuts, or whatever you want to call
Melon felon.
He thinks, my God, why didn't he just mint his own?
Yeah, he could have just made his own Nobel
Just
Peace
mint your
Prize
own,
because
dude.
it doesn't matter. Like you still didn't earn it, and he knows he didn't earn it, and so just having it, what I mean, I guess his ego says, "Yeah, I forced her to get, to give me her trophy."
I know
Oh my
his,
God!
and I know Melania's looking at him and say, "You stupid. You
Yeah,
just stupid."
yeah. So, Benita, we have not been to Ghana, but we hopefully will go with Exodus Summit this year.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, I got guys here already talking about it. We're not going to Exit Summit.
Yeah, I know.
We can't
I
go
know.
there. But the guys, if they do have, when they do have it, and
Yeah, if we
we're
go.
available to go, and everybody's at, even Action BJ. He's like, yeah, man, we could do it.
We go
And
hang
the guys
out.
could hang out.
Yep. So, guys, Ghana has a sorority chapter. They've got one of the Divine Nine chapters there. Wow. See, but again, it move to places, especially first, because I'm going to tell you, it is a cultural shift. Some people do get homesick. I didn't, y'all. I did not. But some people do, especially if you lived around a lot of family. We did not. So we would always have to go to California for the holidays if we wanted to be around a lot of family. So maybe that helped, right? But being in community is just there's just no, you cannot put a price on it, y'all. You just cannot. Alicia, did you hear about the California mayor pushing for reparations bill? Is that what Karen's doing? 5 million per Black person?
I'll take it. I
Hmm.
won't hold my breath for it, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I will not hold my breath either. I hope if like the fact that we own a home there, do we qualify?
We black.
We're not California residents though.
We black.
But we're not California residents.
But we black.
Yeah, we black, y'all. Black in the black. Oh my God. All right. If I can convince my daughter, we can do Thailand. I am a foodie. Honey, do Thailand regardless.
Yes, do it. You got to. Allison.
Okay.
Do it.
Do not let somebody else keep you.
Do it.
Oh my gosh. We went to this Michelin star restaurant. Was that in Chiang Mai? It was in Chiang Mai.
Chiang Mai, yeah.
And it was indoor, outdoor. Like there was like a lake in there and a waterfall. It was gorgeous. And the food was on point. And it was inexpensive. Like fresh, yeah. I don't think we paid as a couple any more than like $50 for our stuff.
Yeah, Allison, you'll love the night markets.
Yes. Oh yes. Yeah. It's fun, y'all. Yeah, it's fun.
You'll really love Thailand.
I love it. I love it. And I would not let anybody, now that I've been, I was nervous at first, y'all. You all remember, those of you who were following us back then, I was nervous. I'd never been to a place where I didn't even understand the characters, right? But I didn't realize that they also write in our characters as well. So I was just trying to psych myself out. And that's the thing. But we don't let it keep us from doing what we want to do, right? We don't let that fear paralyze us. That's what we don't do. Thailand is in talks about possibly joining BRICS. Yes, they are.
I see them doing it.
Yes, they are. That's been for a while now. Manizales is very pretty. I'm so glad I visited. See, yeah, it does. It looks gorgeous. And I don't know why. Well, because we wanted to go to some other places too. We were gone. Okay, that's another thing, y'all. When the life that we are living, you guys, we were gone from home. We were traveling literally for 7 weeks. We traveled from basically September 15th through November 5th. Yeah. I know. It's so un-American. So un-American. And there is no way we would have been able to do this had we not retired early, had we not been retired and living in a place that has a lot lower cost of living. There's no way, because we still had to pay rent here. And the housekeeper was still coming every week and doing deep cleaning and all of that. So I was paying her as well. Yes. So there's just no way we could have done this if we were still living in the United States. You can have this life too. You really can. All right. You can have this life. Now, the first year was expensive. And the first year we did not travel like this. Okay. It took a while for the cost to settle down, the initial move and all of that, and right? We've been here for almost 4 years now. This actually is our fourth holiday season, and this summer will be our fifth summer.
Yeah.
So we've been here for a minute now, and have been able to have a lower cost of living for a while. So Dee says, Rick and Halisi are living their best retired life. They just want the same for the rest of us.
That's all we want. Yeah.
Yes.
Show you how to get here.
We're not here trying to flex, y'all. No. We're trying to show you what is possible. It is possible. Because y'all, at 52, our whole accounts couldn't have been any more, when I was 52, couldn't have been any more than about $65,000 or $70,000. That's all. So I'm telling you, there's a way. Give us a call. We do one-on-one coaching. Okay. We do one-on-one coaching, and come with your financials ready so we can go through it. If money is the thing. All right. If you just want to know how to move abroad, we can help you develop a plan for that as well, and answer all of those questions. But usually it is the money that is keeping people stuck in situations that they don't want to be in. And we don't want that for you. All right. We want you to be able to live life on your own terms, authentically. I can relate, Halisi, people telling you to keep doing something or stay in a situation because they like it for you, right? My mama just wanted to be able to brag about what her daughter's doing. It's like, brag about me retiring early, mama. How about that? Brag about that. See, and the thing is, it's like, she watched my aunt retire, and my aunt basically just did a little more of the same stuff she was doing before, right? She had a pension. She stayed in the same house, she started volunteering a little bit at church and this and that. And, she had her fun group that go to see plays, and they go out to dinner and But she didn't do what we're doing. And if we did that, I would be bored shitless. I just would. So we would have to travel, and it would be so much more expensive from the United States.
Yes,
right? Yeah. So much more expensive. All right. I can relate. Yeah. Okay. Dee says, gang. And that Halisi, they are so out of touch with the real world. When's the last time they stepped foot into a supermarket? The oligarchy folks and the elongated muskrats and stuff like that. I mean, the people, and that's why Michelle Obama said we have one time to win this thing. It was not about, I ain't going through this again. It was about being able to relate to us, being able to really remember going grocery shopping and having a calculator, right? Being able to remember looking through the hole of the bottom of the car that Barack was driving when they met.
Watching the
road pass by, right? These people are so out of touch with reality. They think that a Social Security check can be late and ain't nobody going, they can just wait until the next time. In serio? Like, if my mom doesn't get her Social Security check, she could be homeless. It's simple as that. I mean, I could cover her. I'd have to cover her. She doesn't have savings. These people are out of touch. So, yeah, I don't know. What is the temperature like there, you guys? Like, Are people are your friend groups and your colleague groups, is it just like business as usual? Everybody's just kind of walking around like ain't nothing happening? What's going on? Because it looks crazy from here, especially what's going on in Minnesota. It looks hella crazy, but it's crazy like that in Tennessee. It's crazy like that in parts of Louisiana. See, they're just not showing it. They're not showing it.
They're not covering it.
But if you look on YouTube, you can, or TikTok and stuff, you can see the videos. This work stress has my stomach all messed up. See, living on ginger ale. See, you cannot put a price on the lack of stress. You cannot put a price on it. You just can't. I mean, I think I've gained weight since we've been here because the food is good, y'all. The food is good, and I be eating it too. And the hills are not working anymore, and we don't walk as often when it starts raining. Oh, I gotta get my stuff together.
My knee,
but
I've been having issues.
Yeah, he's got an issue with his knee. He's got to get to physical therapy actually, and you got to get that going quick because we got to be ready for the meetup in June, y'all.
Oh yeah.
But even with all of that, my numbers are still good. They're still good. And I think one of the reasons is because I'm not stressed. If I were in the United States at this weight, first of all, it would be because of crap and not just too much good food. But the stress, I'm sure my numbers would be off the chart. I might be on meds, but I'm not even anywhere close to needing any kind of high blood pressure medicine or cholesterol medicine or anything like that. Right? So, and the only reason I can think of is because I'm not stressed. And I ain't letting nobody stress me out. That's for damn sure. I am not letting anybody stress me out. We just realized this weekend that we can try to get into consulates on U.S. holidays. Oh, yeah, because it's not a holiday for them.
It's not a holiday for them.
I wouldn't have even thought of that. But yeah, that's kind of like a duh. But I wouldn't have thought of it. I would not have thought of it. All right. We're going to let you guys go. I noticed the international index funds have outperformed the S&P 500. I was pleasantly surprised. It's time to start diversifying, y'all. Yeah. It's time to start diversifying. Oh, we've got a new member. Thank you, Joy. Hey, welcome, Joyce. Welcome. Is it Joyce or Joyce? Oh, Joyce. Thank you. Joyce Rogers. So we get together an hour before we go live. And we hang out behind the scenes and we chitty chat and all of that. So you just look for a post and it'll give you the link. And then for the legends this Thursday, we will see you with the legends. All right. We will see you with the legends. And we will be in London. So we will be in London. All right. If you controlled your time at 65, y'all. If at 65, you had control of your time, I'm going to say at 55, either way, where would you live? Drop the city or country in the chat. If you're watching from the future, hey, drop it in the comments. Where would you live? No budget talk. Just where would you live? Right? Yeah. Money notwithstanding, where would you live? Okay. Because you've got to start naming it. You've got to start naming it. That's what you've got to do. It only becomes real when you decide it's going to become real.
When you speak it.
Okay? There's no magic to it. Mm-mm. You just have to decide. And then we can help you figure out how to do it. We can help you figure out how to do it. I'm telling you, and you might be surprised. It's a lot and it can seem overwhelming. If you need help with that, we have the Move Abroad Toolkit. It's in the description below. Okay. And it's going to come with a series of emails that are going to help you walk you through the workbook, but it's like 17 pages or so, y'all. All right. It's about 17 pages, and it's going to take you through every single question that you need to ask yourself to get a plan together that's going to move you forward. Right? Mm-hmm. Beyond the Bling information is in the description below. This is the last day to sign up for the Side Hustle Challenge. The pre-work and module 1 have already dropped. All right. It's already available. And our first discussion will happen on Saturday, this coming Saturday, the 24th of January. Yes. All right. We'll be in London. We will be in London, but we're still going to have our first class. All right. So it will be turned off as of tomorrow because you will need the whole week. Okay. And you'll need the whole week. So we're just going to turn it off after tonight. So you've got one more opportunity. That information is in the description below, as well as our Juneteenth celebration, our meetup, the 15th and the 16th. And then it starts really the week before. Really the week before. You want to go ahead and come the week before, right? Mm-hmm. All right. Let's make sure there's no more questions here. And then we're going to let you all go. Go down to the end. Medicare. Our Medicare has gone up in money. Do I have to keep it moving there in cost? You want to answer that, sweetheart?
You can. If you plan on, if you quit or give up your option, what is it, Medicare B plan, then you get fined and stuff if you have to try to get it back.
So that's the thing.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I still keep mine because I still come back to the United States every once in a while, and I have some coverage.
It's cheaper than getting travel health insurance going to the United States, because like if you have to go to the United States for 2 weeks for whatever reason, and you need travel health insurance just to make sure that you're covered. Well, I guess your regular Medicare would be fine too. The Part A, because that's tragedy insurance basically.
Yeah, that's
I suppose that would be fine. So these are the questions you need to ask yourself. Yeah. All right.
But I mean, I've been back and I've had to go to like urgent care or something like that. And, they covered me.
Yeah. So we're going to have one more session in February. The video that we did, the Airbnb, so she's talking about for the meetup. Okay. We will have one more info session. We'll probably have some more for the late folks, but we'll have another one in February. No, we did not record them because I didn't know where to house them. So I just didn't bother recording them because I knew we were going to have another one. As far as where to stay, if you are scouting, you should probably stay in an Airbnb or VRBO. Look at our Airbnb neighborhoods video. In that description, there's also a map. We circle, our suggested area to stay. It's a pretty big circle. But if you're scouting, then you might want to stay someplace else. And so look at the video. We talk about the neighborhoods and we talk about the pros and cons of all the neighborhoods. Okay. As far as the hotel, I will put that on the website, the one that I'm going to see if I can get a block of rooms, but it's not that expensive at all. So I will put that, the only one hotel that I can vouch for, I will put that on the website. All right, y'all. All right. Because I can't remember the name of it right now. I think it's called Inspire, but I'll put the information. All right. Spreadsheet all done. I should be hitting okay. All right. Allison should be hitting her numbers in a couple of weeks. Everybody show her some love. Show her some love, right? We have got to celebrate every single milestone, y'all. And because if not, it becomes treacherous. Like, 600,000. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
But there's people out there that have that and are still frozen.
Yeah, they're scared.
They're scared.
And what I'm saying is it's fine to be scared, right? It's fine to be scared. Anger keeps you separated. Yeah, it's fine to be scared. Just don't let it paralyze you. All right, y'all. Okay, we're going to let you go. And we will see you on Thursday from London. And we will see you with the Urban Legends. So, Urban Legends, the Utopian Legends. If you are a legend, look for the link, come behind the scenes, talk to us, and we'll be live from London, right?
Not a dream, a destination. Our black utopia.